Hey everybody, this is Bert G, Orin, and welcome to another exciting episode of Quests and Quandaries, the adventures of the Goodberries. After a night of celebrations and interesting conversations, our heroes went to talk to Lady Carolyn Herserel, a lady who runs the general store in Oakhurst. On their way, they met up with Rurik, where he gave them a reward for rescuing his son Ronnie. After arriving at the general store, the Lady Herserel asked the party to check on her children, Talgan and Sharwin, young adventurers who went out to a local landmark called the Sunless Citadel about a month ago. After accepting the request, they gathered their equipment and their new friend Drix, and left on this new adventure, not knowing what is in store for them. Alright, so where we last left off was y'all were all going towards the, riding out of town, heading towards, the location that, in the direction that Lady Herserel gave you for the Sunless Citadel.
Yes. That's indeed where we're going.
Oh, this could work. Travel along this road, known as the Old Road, is not the smoothest. It's compared to a lot of the main thoroughfares between each county, this one's not as well kept. The dirt's not as packed. You can tell there are still some big stones in the roadway itself, mainly because it's not as well as frequently traveled as a lot of the other ones. The county is just not giving it the upkeep it deserves. Is there anything anyone does on the way there?
I feel like Ryogo isn't going to be able to sit still the whole way there. He's probably going to escape cart or whatnot for a little bit to just run around in the woods from time to time and bring back whatever interesting or like ooh, this branch has was twisted interestingly, or oh, this rock is shiny.
All right, well, you can give me either investigation or survival to try and to see if he finds anything interesting.
Ooh, okay. Here we go. That is not on that. A 22 for investigation.
Alrighty, so you actually are able to find the remnants of a very old campsite. Not too far off of the road. With that investigation, you could tell it's been easily several weeks before since this spot had been used.
Okay, interesting. Anything in particular that was left around it? Or is it just like campsites gone? Everything was taken with them when they left.
You happen to find a very well wrapped little book. The cloth that it's wrapped in is watertight. So, and when you open it, unwrap it, the book inside has not been damaged.
As soon as he sees it's a book, he'll wrap it back up and take it back off to the cart.
It's about the size of a small journal. It's not a big book. It's a very small book.
Okay. Look! I found a book!
Oh.
He's just gonna come rushing right up, clamber on into the wagon.
Can he read the book?
Oh yeah, he's gonna unwrap it and like show it off proudly, and then look at it. Was at a campsite. I think they forgot it.
Lark's gonna
And
like
then he's
scritch
just
him behind
gonna,
the ear like good cat. Like you know how you give like what a cat does well.
Oh yeah. All right. He's gonna open it up and like take a peek in it.
All right. When you open it up, on the cover, it has a embossed image on the leather outer cover, and it's a symbol of it's a ring with 6 points coming off of it. And that is set inside of another ring that has 4 more points coming off of it.
Alright.
And you said you're going to go ahead and open it up?
Yeah.
As soon as you open it up, you realize that it is sets of prayers that are dedicated to the god Palor.
Do these look like was it like, I don't want to say handwritten, but like there are some books that are like, somebody who's not experienced, like somebody handwrote them, and some people write with like really good handwriting or whatnot. Like this looked like it was a book that was developed professionally, or is it just somebody wrote some hand prayers in there?
You can definitely tell this was not scrolled by like a person's hand. Well, they are you can tell it is written with a quill and ink, but this is a very practiced hand that did this.
Okay.
Lots of flourishes at the beginning, at the first letter of each prayer. There's there's a border around the edges of each page. This is a very well-made prayer book.
Ryogo's gonna check to see if there's like at the front or the back of the book, if there's a name associated on the book. Like if somebody went, "Oh, this is my book."
That's actually very easy to find. As soon as you open it up, and you look on the interior of the cover, you see the name Sir Bradford written on the inside cover.
Oh dear. That's not good. We may want to stop and go back to that campsite.
Okay.
Because that's one of the people who went with the kids.
He was he was a worshiper of Palor, wasn't he?
We really gotta stop calling all these grown adults children.
I mean, you're a child by a lot of people's standards.
This is true.
Says the fairy that looks like she's 14.
But yeah, I don't think he would have left this behind.
I agree. Most worshippers of the Shining One would not leave such a valuable item.
Alright, Ryogo will take care to wrap it back up in the cloth that it was in and store it in his backpack for now.
Alrighty.
But
DM,
do we want to take another...
What was that, Lark?
Yeah, I think. DM, are there any like I mean, we're in a forest, so I imagine there are animals, because pretty much this entire time, Lark's just been chatting randomly. It sounds like she's talking to herself, but that's fairly typical of Lark. Would she be able to ask birds and other creatures that were probably around said campsite if they have seen anything?
Let me... Give me either... I would say either investigation or persuasion.
Hey. Total of a 26.
You're able to find a... what would be... You're able to find a rather old badger. who is in that general area. And with your newly acquired item, it's like, yeah, I remember seeing them a while back. They were the last set of humans, well, big people, to come through here.
Know where they went or why they left?
I think they headed back towards the road. Last I remembered seeing them.
Did it seem like they were in a hurry?
Well, I come across them that night before they went to bed. See if I could potentially scrounge some food or things like that. It looked like they had been in a scuffle. They were pulling needles out of them like they had been hit with a porcupine. Big needles, too. And he stands on his paws, and he gives, he puts out about maybe like his paws about, if he could stretch them, about 8 inches wide. That's about as wide as long as he's able to, about this big. And I will say, Lark, actually, give me a... You would... Actually, never mind. You would know from experience, porcupine spines don't normally get that big.
I was about to say, I was like, but was it a porcupine? Because that doesn't sound like a porcupine.
He's given the best reference he can.
Yeah. Did it seem like they were wobbly afterwards? Like, you know, when you eat a bad flower and suddenly you're seeing things that aren't really there, or you know, you have a fever because you're not feeling good. Did it look something like that? They smell off or look off?
Well, I mean,
essentially asking if they were poisoned.
I mean, they're... To me, all most big bipedal people look like bears with no hair. So, they didn't look sick or anything. They looked injured and were trying to bandage their wounds.
Okay. Nothing changed about their smell?
Not that I can remember.
Okay. Did you notice anything else that you think we should know? And she is 100% giving him some rations.
Oh, and he is happily eating anything you give him. But,
I mean, this is animal bribery 101.
Apparently, one of them's not a good cook.
Oh.
I heard some good complaints about how the food was bad, or the stew whatever they were cooking in that metal bowl or whatever they were using was not that tasty.
Okay. Thank you.
I will say I ended up trying it after they dumped it out, and one of the younger ones tried to fix something right quick. It wasn't that great.
Hate it when that happens. No. So this is why it's better just not. Well, I guess you can't do that option, but it's okay. She's gonna thank him, report back to the group.
If they were picking out the spines, can we find any of them still at the campsite?
Give me Give me either a survival or investigation.
Oh, you know what I'm going for. Nat 20. 26 total.
Nice.
What you do find are... They're about the size that were described to Lark. They're about 8 inches long, but they're these really long, like, twig-like, needles. Look them over. They're made of wood. Look like solid wood. And at this point, they're very brittle. You go to pick up one or two of them, and they, like, snap in half.
Oh, darn it.
But with that investigation check, you were able to salvage a couple of them.
Alright. Has Ryogo seen anything like this before?
Give me a nature roll.
That would be a nat 1. A 7.
No, sir. You have not encountered anything like this ever. This is new to you.
Okay. Does it look like they were tool carved or naturally formed this way?
They look natural.
Alright. Ryogo will show them to everybody else. Basically going, oh my gosh, I can see something new! Maybe. Hopefully. Well, I suppose not hopefully. We don't necessarily want to run into trouble. He looks a little, like, disappointed, though, as he says that.
So there was a struggle?
It looks more like they had a fight before camp.
Amongst themselves?
And no, with something maybe that shot these little twig spears at them.
Twig spears.
Yeah, these thingies. He'll hold one up for Constance.
Okay,
Anyone who
can
wants
I-
to after this point can do a nature check to see if they can figure out what these are.
Nature, let me see. Okay, I can.
Add that.
21?
Technically 24.
24? Merci.
Yes.
You, in your studies, recognize what this is. These needles are from something called a needle blight.
Says these are needle blight needles. And they... What do they do?
They are all blights are awakened plants, usually from a created from a seed or a sapling from a dark type of tree known as a Gulthius tree.
Okay. And what happens if it touches a human or is shot at a human? Or any creature.
Other than the fact that it hurts, nothing in the form of none of the creatures that can be created from this tree emit a poison or anything like that.
Would it make them bleed at all? Even just a little bit?
Well, I mean, wouldn't you if you got punctured by an 8-inch needle?
Yeah, okay. And there are no tracks, footsteps, drag, or whatnot?
Well, unfortunately, it's been about a month. It's been a little over a month at this point since they've been through here. So the chances of there being any tracks or anything like that to follow.
And blood as well, okay.
Although the Badger did say that he saw them that next morning head towards the road.
Okay. Then that is the direction we should go. We?
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Eli?
Hopefully, pop.
I suppose, since we ain't going to move fast, we'll follow these fools.
And saying Constance is on the cart, so she'll turn the animal towards the road. Allons-y. Let's go.
Imagine
Alright,
Lurk's
yeah.
just kind of
We'll
like
go-
chilling on top of one of the horses and it's just
know.
chatting away and listening to random creatures.
Well, as far as from the 4 mules are concerned, there's just tons of just idle chatter. They occasionally, make jokes at each other. Almost in that since we are owned by the same guy, we have to get along, but at times we get on each other's nerves kind of feel.
Gotcha.
You hear, especially the two that are in the 2 mules that are in the back. Their main complaint over this time around is like, why am I always put in the back? I never get to be up front. I always have to stare at y'all 2 all day.
Remember to rotate your mules to avoid wear and tear.
Alright.
I have to say something inappropriate, but I mean, it's what they're called.
Gosh.
let's see. Because of the fact that y'all are on using a cart and are on taking the road, y'all are able to get there within a day. And right as it hits nightfall, the old road passes to the east of a narrow ravine. The road's closest approach to the cleft, several broken pillars jut from the earth where the ravine widens. Two of the pillars stand straight, but most lean atop sloped earth. Others are broken, and several have apparently fallen into the dark depths. A few small pillars are visible on the opposite side of the ravine. A sturdy, knotted rope is tied to one of the leaning pillars on this side of the ravine.
This makes me uneasy.
Lark's gonna turn to Flint and be like, mind scatting ahead? Let us know if there's something weird in there.
Sure.
Odd.
And he takes off and he starts flying in that direction.
Lark's gonna be seeing through his eyes for a little bit.
Alright. When you get up to the when he gets up to the pillars, he sees evidence of another campfire. This one is a lot more obvious than what the last one was, because it looks like someone had taken some of the stone rubble that's around where these pillars are and created a rather sturdy fire ring.
So it sounds like same thing as last time. Gonna investigate the campsite, talk to nearby wildlife and other investigations just to see what's up.
Well, as he sees that, he also notices that there are some stairs, like carved into the ravine, going downward.
Oh. Lark's gonna relay this information and put out a hand to stop Ryogo from darting out before they discuss anything.
Oh gosh. That would totally be like something he would want to do.
It's like he's starting to talk and instantly arm flat goes right in front of Kitty's chest. Like, nope.
So is the ravine blocking where we were going, or is it where we were going?
It was mentioned when you talked to Lady Herserel that the Citadel was set in that it is in a ravine.
In a ravine. Okay, alright, so that makes sense. Well, I guess it means, we could stay up here where it's nice and open for the night, because I'm guessing it's closer to the night. We spent most of the day traveling here.
You spend most of the day traveling here. It is around sunset.
We could probably make camp up here where it's not, dark and closed spaces.
Dark and closed spaces are nice, but yeah, valid point.
You just gotta make sure nothing crawls out from over the edge.
Well, me and Constance are pretty good at keeping watch in that regard.
We can help since we don't sleep.
Ryogo like gives him a little pat on the head. It's just like, I am so sorry.
It does not bother us. We don't know any
It's
better.
good.
I mean, I do know that at some point in my life, well, past life, I probably dreamed and slept. In theory. Don't remember it, though.
So I have visions. I don't know if those are like dreams, but we can't miss what we never had.
Or we don't remember.
So let's settle down, and you rest, you and Eli, and Dirks. Have some food.
That sounds good. And then we can tackle the dark, mysterious dungeon in the morning.
We don't know it's a dungeon, but
It eats people.
Yay! Just what I was hoping for.
On that note, I might be handing out some good berries tonight, or maybe wait till the morning.
And at that, with this conversation, Drix just popped in. I'll stay out here with the cart and the mules, if that's all right with y'all.
That's good. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get them down there. Yeah, we can camp out up here for the night and then go down there.
sounds good. Lark's gonna feed Flint and Cinder, but as usual, she doesn't eat.
Alrighty. So it is between Constance and Lark that are doing watches, or is Ryogo and...
I mean, Ryogo will participate as well. Who sleeps a full 8 hours anymore? Am I right?
I mean, I don't think I've done that since I was a baby, so I don't understand the idea.
Okay, so while the others are eating, we start the watch.
Alright. Who's going first?
I can.
Alright. Give me a perception check.
21.
Alrighty. While you're on first watch, Lark, you're also awake as well, yes?
In theory, yeah. It's technically like a trance that I imagine is spent talking to, people that nobody else can see.
Alright, well... Constance, as you're keeping watch and everything throughout this first little bit, you notice several giant rats just hanging around like the edge of the light perimeter.
Now, when you say giant,
I'm about the size of a small dog.
oh,
It's a lap rat.
no lap. I say, I'll look at the rest like, if you know what is good for you, you will stay there.
Give me an intimidation check. Okay, I mean,
21. Get away, you little beast, you little monk. Mon Dieu.
they they see the seriousness in your eyes and the inflection that you're giving in your voice. They don't move an inch closer.
Bull.
They don't understand what you're saying, but they get your body language and tone of voice, and they're like, nope. Staying right there in that perimeter.
For the switch. Wait for the 4-hour switch, Constance. You know it's going to be completely different.
I will not be by you.
You already know what Lark's going to do when it's her 4 hours.
Uh-huh. So wait till I move. Oh goodness! All right. Do I notice anything else during my shift?
Nothing else happens.
Okay. Of course. Why do I get the rats and the?
I know. I would have made
them all the time. Poor Constance. Okay, so when it's Lark's turn, she's going to say, Lark, there are some of your friends over there. Do not call them over until I am over there. Oui? S'il vous plaît.
Huh? I have friends here?
I will point at the large lap dog size rats.
Lark's just like, ooh.
No.
And immediately starts talking to them.
No, and she Constance runs up.
I could also see with y'all traveling on the road, Constance would probably set up her bedroll in, like, the back of the wagon.
Yes.
So that way she's up off the ground.
I say, if I have to, I'll sleep on the ground, but if I have a choice, no. I have standards.
Alright, Lark. Not long after she leaves, these giant rats do make themselves a bit more visible, kind of like the threat is gone, so... Quite literally, in this case...
Lark's?
Not to be wrong, but, for the phrase of, when the elf is away, the mice will play.
Lark will just happily talk to them and be like, keeping watch, making sure nothing comes to camp, so you guys can help out with that, and if you're good, I can give you guys some food. But you gotta keep watch, and not mess with the scary lady.
Persuasion or animal handling? With advantage because you offered food.
I did offer food. And I'm speaking their language, quite literally.
Yes, you are. That's why you can do persuasion with advantage.
Okay, sounds good. And I will also add a guidance there. That's a dirty 20.
Mm-hmm.
In their own way, they stand like up on their back legs and give a bit of they bring their right paw up to like their nose, which is like the closest thing you could a rodent can do. Well, no, they could probably flick their ears, but they try and give some form of like a weird salute.
All right, so now we got rodents and Lark keeping watch for 4 hours, and they will be paid in food. Anything else happened during that night?
No, but do you ask them any questions about the area or anything like that?
Oh yeah, she'll ask about like the tunnels that go under the ravine, if they've noticed any big people around. The usual questions of, are we about to die? What were we about to die from? And the people that we're trying to rescue. Type questions at this point.
Well, there were some big people that went down a little while ago. We haven't seen them come back yet. Yeah, right. Oh, watch out for there's these, like, walking, stick things. That tend to come out every so often from the ravine. They're mean.
Ah.
Yeah, they're really mean. Yeah, they're not fun. And I'm trying to do all three of the rodents, like trying to do different chit chats. But yeah, there's one of us that's down there. If you do go down there, be careful of her. She has a nasty bite.
Oh, so not friendly like y'all.
No. We're nice. We're nice. We're very, very nice. And you can tell they're only saying this because you're giving them food. But yeah, the little lizard people down there call her Gut Hash.
What was the name?
Gut Hash. I will spell it out. I'll put it in the Roll20.
The little lizard people. So kobolds?
Is that what they're called? Yeah, that's what they're called.
So.
Yeah, that's what they're called. But yeah, most of us little rats don't really try to mess with her. She's on it. Weirdly enough, she's we all like. She's like our grandma, as it were. But she's been acting really weird lately. She's been lashing out at everybody, no matter what anyone tries to do to try and calm her down or try to go near her. So I would be careful.
Okay. Hopefully she doesn't give us trouble. If she does, unfortunately... I mean, if she tries to bite us, then we bite back. But hopefully she'll listen to her reason and not bite.
Well, several of the rats have tried to reason with her before, and they became her dinner. So, quite honestly, for the sake of the rest of the rodent kind down there, if she was to, not be there anymore, that would be great.
Noted. Okay. Well, if there are other rats down there that aren't Gut Hash, maybe warn them to not mess with us, because then we waste time messing with people that are messing with us, and nobody wants to keep biting each other and scratching when we can just avoid all that nonsense.
Roll me another persuasion check with advantage.
That's another dirty 20.
They seem to, they all huddle together, like squeak among each other, and they look. The one that's been primarily talking looks up and looks back at you, and then starts going back to the huddle and everything. And after that, they turn to look at you. It's like, sounds good to us.
Great. They get more food.
They will happily eat it. With that, the one that seems to be the leader turns to one and goes, "Hey, Eos, why don't you go down and tell all the other ones about about these nice people coming up? That no one's to bother them or anything." And he goes, "Will do." And he starts running off. And he turns to the other one and goes, "Simish, you help keep an eye on the perimeter with me." And he goes, "Okay, Alvar," as he has a little bit of a tone, and they both start trying to help keeping a perimeter.
They will get paid in food at the end.
The one that ran down, unfortunately, does not come back while during your watch.
Mm-hmm.
But the other two are there at the end of it.
Just let me know how many rations I need to subtract, because they'll be getting...
Only one. You only need to subtract one. That's a lot of food for that smaller creatures.
Okay.
I would say they're probably about the size of about maybe 10 to 15 pound small dog.
Okay. What were their names?
There's Alvar, Theos, and dang it, I had it off the top of my head.
Something like Cimmerish?
We'll go with that.
Okay.
And again, other than that, nothing happens.
Well, that depends. Are the rats still around when the cat wakes up?
Now, Lark's gonna warn them to skedaddle. Mostly because she doesn't want Constance to wake up to the rats and scream.
Oh, darn it. No fresh rations for Ryogo.
When the cat comes out to play, the big ass rats run away.
I don't know. I mean, Ryogo's great with Cinder, the tiny rat.
That's true.
I mean, just because he doesn't eat one rat doesn't mean all rats are off the menu.
Especially one's that big. That's quite a meal for him.
Yes, multiple meals.
Lark's gonna warn the party about Gut Hash being a weird rat that has a bad bite and a bad attitude that all the other rats say is okay if she disappears, and acting weird, so who knows what weird things are going on down there that's messing with the rat. It sounds a lot like gibberish, and it's kind of hard to kind of understand why she's talking about rats so much without the context.
I think
That's also very typical of Lark anyway, so...
I'm gonna post a GIF in the game notes section for my inspiration for this conversation.
Oh,
Oh,
gosh.
jeez.
Yes. But I mean, this is very typical of Lark, because I mean, you hear her talking to people that aren't there often, and then like trying to put that into context to a different conversation with y'all, and it's just kind of like, what is she saying? What's this about? So this is not, the unusualness is not unusual.
Actually, and I just realized I
Wait,
need to move y'all to the
rats?
first proper.
Rules.
There were rats. They kept guard. They were watch rats.
There we go. This is where I should have moved y'all. I should have moved y'all here earlier. But
Y'all
y'all are camping up around here.
Oh, okay.
So, good news is we shouldn't have any other rats besides the mean rat coming after us, because the nice rats that were bribed with a bunch of jerky basically said that they take care of making sure that they didn't bother us. So that's good. No random rat fights, because nobody wants that.
We just have
You
to worry
gave him an
about the
offering?
nasty rat and the lizards.
Of course. I fed him.
I'm talking about the mean one.
Good enough.
The mean one. Yeah, the mean one we unfortunately might end up having to attack, but hopefully not, but sounds like the other rats already tried to talk to her, and she decided to eat them.
What about the lizard people? Are they friendly?
I don't know about the kobolds, but they're down there.
Well, if the some of the kobolds were making like an auction for the thing, so they might be. If they're the same kobolds, they may be semi-friendly.
I guess we'll find out.
I mean, at least we could talk to the kobolds without it being an issue. But now at least we're not. I mean, if they attack us first, they attack us first. But hopefully not. We'll see.
Alright. So, Ryogo, you're coming up on watch, right?
Yeah.
Alright, so this is going to probably be the last the last watch of the evening. Go ahead and give me a perception roll. Perception.
There it is. 17.
I will say you do notice the other those two giant rats still on the that are on like the far perimeter, keeping an eye out. But when one of them gets a good look at you, it's almost like their eyes go wide.
Ryogo's head just like turns in that very creepy fashion with the yellow eyes staring right into the rat's soul.
They immediately hop behind some pillars, and you don't see them after that.
Good kitty.
Alright. Probably towards the end when like everybody's starting to get up and we're starting to break camp or whatnot. Can Ryogo like get some like makeshift torches going?
I would say you would be able to do that, but as you're on your watch,
Oh, okay, something else is happening.
you feel something coming, like You feel something coming from your pack.
Hey.
Well, that's strange. He's going to go ahead and open up his pack, see if something crawled in there. Free meal, maybe?
If it's like, it's almost like something is like either pulsating or vibrating a little bit. And you go and look for it and pick it up. It's the key.
Oh. Ryogo is like super excited. Ryogo basically starts like running around the campsite like, ooh. Does it glow more over here? Maybe it does a little more pulse over here. Ooh.
When you get closer to the stone steps.
Ooh. Alright, let me get my token on there. Then. Oh boy. Alright, I'm fairly certain at least one of them is awake still.
Oh yeah, Lark and I are still awake. We might just be in a trance.
You would have had a chance to get your 4-hour trance in while Lark was on watch.
It'd be perfect. So I'll hear him like running. Constance will hear him running around. She'll go, Ryogo, what are you doing?
My key is glowing.
She'll get out of the cart.
He's like holding it like high above his head, is waving his hand so fast that probably all you can see is like a light blur going on.
Well, that's not normal. She'll come over to him. Is it brighter over here?
Uh-huh.
Interesting.
It's not so much a really like bright. It's not like so much of a light pulsing. There's a little bit of light around it, but it's more like like a phone vibrating almost kind of pulsing.
Okay.
Okay. Your table's ready.
Okay,
So-
guess we're going down.
I was gonna say, this means we have to go down. Are we going now?
Mm-hmm. Seems that way.
All right. I will go and
Rio
wake
goes-
Eli up. Eli.
Please?
All right. What?
We have to go. The key.
I'm sorry.
I point to
We got-
Rio.
We're letting the key bosses around now?
Mm-hmm.
It's a magic key.
I don't care how magic the key is. I want breakfast. Biscuits, gravy, sausage.
Eat and walk.
Oh, hell. All right.
Ryogo just gives the big old cat eyes.
I mean, Ryoga, if you want to, if we want to have breakfast first, that's fine. You're the one with the key.
Fine, we can have breakfast. Food is good.
Coffee at
guess.
least. Come on.
I'm not allowed coffee anymore. Not after the incident.
I say, DM, is this a good time to hand them each 2 good berries?
Well, you could have also cast Goodberry before you went to bed that night, so you're not wasting up a spell slot.
Oh, well.
But yes,
Darn.
this would be a good time to be able to. You can go ahead and pass out good berries.
So is Eli feeling inspiring right now?
Ain't no one feeling inspired till they've had their coffee. That is why we are sitting down for breakfast and not being ordered around by a key.
Okay. Lark's going to feed Cinder and Flint, not partaking in the coffee or food herself.
Ryogo will not accept coffee. I haven't been allowed any coffee since the incident.
Seeing as it's called The Incident and I heard those capital letters, that's probably a good idea.
Ryogo just gives a fervent nod back.
And with that, y'all see Drix taking a drink from a cup, and his eyes go wide as he has had his very first cup of coffee. Ooh, that feels weird, but it feels really good. Y'all drink this all the time? I feel great.
Constance is going to rush over and like, no, and try to take the cup from his hand.
He'll hold like, no, mine, and he'll go and he'll quickly try and chug it all, so that way you don't take it from him.
Oh no, that's the last thing we need.
And this is like one of those like 10 or 12 ounce like camp size cup. So this is a decent size cup.
Why am I feeling the incident part 2?
At least it's a different person's incident.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Nothing's gonna get past me on my watch today.
He's not going to sleep for 3 days.
Well,
stay near the toilet, buddy.
These incidents should be contained out here in the woods.
You see him go. He like double checks the wagon, makes sure all the mules are doing good, being tied up. You see him go and grab like a set of brushes and things. Which Eli, I'm not sure if you had told him where you keep your keep the brushes and things for the mules, but he was able to easily find it, and he has given them a solid brush down.
That's strange, but he's an alright little dude, you know?
And then he turns, I saw some other people with their horses doing this last night while you were, while you were sleeping off after doing all the drinking and everything. So, yeah. And he's sitting there and he's just brushing away.
Alright, well, shall we go?
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty.
Yes, follow the key.
If everyone
Mark's
could give me their
fly straight down.
marching order going down. And we are going to switch music.
Oh, Ryoga's definitely going down first, following after his key.
Alright. As you go down the stairs, a fortress emerges from the darkness. The subterranean citadel, though impressive, seems long forgotten. If the lightless windows, cracked crenellations, and leaning towers are any indication, all is quiet, though a cold breeze blows up from below, bringing up with it the scent of dust and a faint trace of rot. The narrow stairs empty onto a small courtyard, apparently the top of what was once a crenellated battlement. The buried citadel has sunk so far into the earth that the battlement is now level with the surrounding floor. The floor stretches away to the north and south, composed of a layer of treacherous, crumbled masonry, which reaches to an unknown depth. To the west looms the surviving structure of what must have been the Sunless Citadel. A tower stands on the west side of the courtyard. And I will need for people to roll checks. And just let me know what you got after they're done.
If I recall correctly, I got failure. So, there's that.
For what are we rolling for?
Oh no. Just for everyone at home, we had accidentally gone through part of this without with the recording button off, so we're gonna show results. But we're just gonna continue from the story from this point forward. We had a little bit of technical difficulties. Constance, you and you and Eli y'all passed your check, but y'all are gonna have going at a very slow pace so y'all don't fall deeper into the rubble. And Ryogo, you're going a bit faster than they are, but you are having no issues.
Lark is flying.
Yes, and Lark and Flint are easily flying over the debris field, of which y'all all land on the far side of... I'm gonna have to rotate the map.
Say, well, Ryogo and Lark are singing their happy little songs. Constance is gonna glare at them, and mutter under her breath as she's saying certain words to the rock she's tripping over.
Oh! If Ryoga hears that, he's probably coming back and helping her out.
Merci. It's not easy. And then she'll offer back her hand for Eli so they can all walk together.
Oh, hell, normally I'd say ladies first, but at this point it's ladies or I fall down a ravine, so thank you, Miss Constance. Thank you very much.
Say thanks Ryogo for his cat-like balance.
Cat-like? Tilt head.
Je suis désolé. Cat-like balance. Your cat. Oh, man. Maybe I should have had some coffee. Your superior cat skills.
Yeah.
Alright. As y'all get to the edge here on this courtyard, everyone had given perception checks.
Yes, I believe.
Unlucky number 13.
Yes, Ryogo and Constance got 13s. Eli got 4. And Lark and her familiar Flint got 16 and 17 respectfully. And y'all had noticed, well, for Lark and Flint, y'all had noticed that there was a trap that was right here. That it was a rather large pit trap that y'all would have, anyone who had stepped in it would have fallen into.
And Lark's just going to cast a minor illusion to kind of outline the trap, just so people know what's safe to walk around and what's not.
Alright.
So it just looks like it's a glowing amount on the ground now.
Alright, and y'all had also done an investigation on the trap, and y'all had found that right here was a walkway that would be safe to walk through that particular section without falling through. And Ryogo had done a check and noticed that this trap was not part of the original was not a part of the original
side.
masonry or construction of the building. Also, with
Not
those
exactly a
investigation
weapon.
checks, y'all find out that basically it's just you step on it, it gives out, and you fall through.
Oh. No, thank you.
Can Ryogo can Ryogo get something and just like break a little corner or something of the trap so he can look down into the trap? I mean, I suppose it doesn't need to be a little corner, but like he wants to see down into the trap. Because maybe one or two of the adventurers that came before here fell for this trap.
Well, I will say, if you want to, there are some larger pieces of rubble around here. If you want to, you could tell it's pressure sensitive, so if enough weight potentially gets set on top of it, it could cause the door to collapse so you can look into it.
Then all that rubble is going to go right down onto whatever he wants to look at. Okay, I mean...
if you want to, you can also give me a intelligence, just a flat intelligence check.
Okay. That's not terrible. Oh, that's a 23.
All right. Potentially enough, if you take your pike and put enough, like put the end of the pike on the middle of this spot and put enough pressure on it, it could cause the door to swing open.
Ooh.
If you're able to put enough weight and force on it to cause the mechanism to trigger.
All right, he's gonna try and do that.
Give me an athletics roll. And if you want to, you can have Eli possibly come up and help you as well.
Got an offer studying.
Looking at Eli, maybe Eli should be taking the forefront of this, and Ryogo helping him. How about Eli? Oh,
You just want me to push this down with a stick? All right.
It's you need me to roll, Eli. That was a 13 with advantage.
With a combination of Eli and Ryogo putting their weight on it, you're easily able to push it open, and the door swings down.
Alright, Ryogo's gonna look over the edge, see if he can see anything down there.
Alright. When you look down into the pit, you see 2 goblin skeletons. One goblin kobolds. I don't know why I say goblins, but you see 2 kobold skeletons. A kobold that has been dead for about a day. And
Ew.
one giant rat just munching on the corpse of the fresh kobold.
I don't suppose that's a nasty one. He kind of looks to Lark for confirmation. Because, like, I could drop a rock on his head or something.
Lark's just going to start talking in rat, like, hey, you, are you guys not or friend? We're the good guys.
The rat looks up, turns and looks at you. And you recognize this one, Lark. It is Theos from last night.
Yeah, this is the nice rat. He helped us out. This is the one that didn't get rations.
It's the one that did not get rations.
He's getting rations now. She'll toss some to him, like, here was your cut.
He goes, and he will happily just start chowing down on it. And go, oh, I told some of the other rats that are down there to spread the word about that y'all aren't there to harm us, and that y'all are gonna go out for gut hash. He's like, yeah, this is a lot easier to eat than trying to get through the through cobalt skin. No lie.
You earned it.
Thank you.
Yep, so it just sounds like a one-way conversation, probably to everybody else.
It is squeaks all the way.
Turns to everybody else with a big grin as if they understood it all, and it was like, yeah, so he's a good one. He's telling everybody else not to mess with us, so the only rat that should mess with us is the rat that needs to... That's probably... that has the bad bite and bad attitude, so... Yeah, no need to harm Theos. He's a nice one.
Yep. Eli takes this in stride. He's like, all right, sure.
Yeah, never like that. Just believe the 14-year-old fairy.
I got no quarrel with rats.
No, rats are cool. Why would anybody have a problem with rats?
Constance gives Lark a look.
Lark is totally petting her pet rat Cinder right in front of you.
Hey, Constance?
Yes.
Do those twig things build traps?
Do I know?
No, not that. That you can recall their Constance. There are some forms of blights that can lie in ambush as looking like other things, but they are not known to build traps.
So they might be unknown to ambush, but not in anything I've read. I haven't heard of them making traps. They don't really hide themselves and try trickery.
Well, it's just a little odd if there are, like, dead kobolds in here. Because if the kobolds built it, then why didn't they know about it? Unless they're different groups of kobolds.
You do actually no.
We already ran into different groups of goblins, if you recall.
Well, yes, but I'm guessing this is the place that the goblin on the goblin map was all, oh, don't go here. Bad place.
I mean, we do know that there are two types of kobolds. There's the winter kobolds and the summer kobolds because they had different apples.
I thought that was the same group.
DM, was that the same group or different groups?
All you've heard is that there are two different types of apples that they come through that are brought every season. You have not heard about multiple sets of kobolds.
Oh. Huh. Okay, so if it's not kobolds, because unless the kobolds are trying to kill each other, then not kobolds. The goblins don't want to kill the kobolds because they say here there be monsters on their map, so they're avoiding. So are we looking for somebody else that's trying to kill everybody?
Well, something else may have taken up residence here.
It's not at
Yes,
all creepy. All right, so
I don't know.
I guess we got something to look forward to. Is some crazy surprise? Huh? All right.
Oh, only one way to find out. Ryoga's gonna scooch
Everybody
across
got their
the
ammunition
bridge.
ready. Everybody got their ammunition ready. Everybody got all their tools sharpened. Cause I guess we're going onwards.
I got my key. That's
Okay.
all he has in his hand.
Let me reveal the next room then.
Lark's gonna have her sling at the ready at this point. She's like, all right, we're gonna have something ready to.
Alright. As you enter the room, this circular area is cobbled with cracked granite, upon which sprawl bodies of 4 kobolds, apparently slain in combat. One corpse stands with its back against the wall. The spear that killed it still skewered it and holding it upright. 3 wooden doors lead from this area. A hollow tower of loose masonry reaches 30 feet into the air, but the intervening floors and stairs are gone, except for a couple of crumbled ledges.
And my dead buddies.
Oh boy.
And the sphere is
Um.
like an actual sphere, not like the sticky sticks.
What was that?
So it's an actual sphere, not made of some sort of like thinner material or.
No, this
Like a
is
sticky
a more traditionally. This is a traditionally fashioned spear.
hmm.
Anyone who wants to can give me perception or investigation checks or both.
Yeah, Ryogo's gonna be looking around. He's gonna guess that this may be the work of the party they were coming after.
I'm no help.
23 investigation, and then Flint is a 20 perception on the bird. Eli, do I need to roll something?
Yes, please.
It makes absolutely no difference, so we'll go with perception.
But I'm no help either. Sorry, guys.
Alright, so 23 investigation, 20 perception, and a 17 investigation seems to be the high ones.
Alrighty. For the 17, Ryogo and Lark, y'all are all looking over these bodies. They have obviously been looted. On them, you see there is.
I'm going to say, yep, an adventure party definitely came through this place.
But you notice they're wearing a like sash around their waist. Very crude. But it's held together with this like little wooden circular carving that has a tree inside of it. The background, and it's painted black.
Does this strike any tingly chords?
Lark, you are very familiar with this symbol.
So I was about to be like, she would say a prayer to the Raven Queen, because she would have done that also with the kobolds. I should have mentioned that. Like, she would have done like a brief like, make this let the kobolds' souls go to the Raven Queen when she saw all the dead bodies. She would have done this. She would have been about to do the same thing here, but you're talking about a tree.
And it's about this same time you see, as you go to investigate the one that's pinned to the wall, that body slumps and reveals runes that are written on that are written in blood on the wall behind it. What languages does everybody speak?
Sylvan, Infernal, Abysmal, Common.
Alright.
Primordial, Common, and Elvish.
Alrighty.
Those.
Alright. And Eli, which ones do you speak?
I'm thinking common.
Common and Elvish.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
because I am.
Unfortunately, none of you are able to read what the runes are saying.
Lark's gonna copy them down though in a notebook just to know it, to figure it out later.
All right, and it's about this time you look over to Flint. And Flint is like, he is really interested in this part of the wall.
What? What's it say? Cause yeah, gotta admit, I kind of if they weren't already dead, I might want to kill them.
Why?
Got reasons.
Okay.
But at that point you hear Flint, everyone else hears it as just Flint just starts going, ah! Ah! But Lark, you hear him pecking at a spot at the wall going, door! Door!
So there's a door past the blood ruins, or?
It's at a different spot on the, it's at a different spot in the room. The runes and everything were over here. And Flint is over here pecking at the door.
Hey, Ryuga, you know how you got a key? Flint's found a door.
Key! Rio goes rushing over. And he's gonna immediately start looking for a keyhole.
You see no keyhole. It's like it's a smooth part of the wall where Flint is pecking at. But as you look at it, you with him pointing it out, you faintly see a seam of a door that is
Ooh.
So
Ryoko will like... Oh.
Lark will have started kneeling and is praying to the Raven Queen for blessings and justice, and it sounds just a slight bit creepy.
Ryogo will poke the door with the key a couple times and see if that does anything before going to more traditional methods of figuring out how to open it.
Now, unfortunately, you keep pushing the key up to it doesn't, you checking it like that, it doesn't open.
Okay. Ryogo will put the key away and pull out some thieves' tools.
All right, give
Try to
me
figure out
a.
try to figure out how to get this open.
I'd say give me an investigation check.
All right. Shoot, I accidentally changed my tab where I had the stuff. All right, there we go. Investigation.
Break and enter.
19.
All right, you are able to figure out that there is a piece of masonry that is like near the floor, that if you pull it, it'll open it up. But in this check, you discovering that, you also notice that this is potentially trapped.
Oh, it's a feisty door. Okay, yeah. Ryogo's gonna start looking to see what might have been trapped about this. Like looking for anything that might spray something on them, any runes that might indicate like magicalness or
With the 19, you can tell it is not a it's not magical, and it is a mechanical trap. You can't really see what will though you can't really tell what will happen when it goes off, but you could tell that there's
something will.
You could tell something will, yes.
Okay, it's a bit of a tricky one. I'm not sure if I can I'm guessing he doesn't quite know how to disable said trap.
Oh, you could tell where something's gonna come out of. Like, you could tell, it's like, if you move it past a certain point, something will happen. And you could try and...
I don't...
But you just don't know exactly what it is. But you can give me a dex-based thieves tool check to try and prevent it from happening.
Alright. You guys might want to step back. Something that this is hooked up to something more than the door.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Lark's gonna, like, get up from her kneeling position, walk up to you, clasp you on the shoulder, like, okay, you can do this.
All right. It might be better outside the room.
Oh hell, that bad?
And
Well,
also,
I mean,
You can tell from this, Ryogo, whatever this is, with the 19 you got, it'll only affect the person that tries to open it. It's not affect an entire room, kind of.
All right. I just didn't want any of them to get be in the path of the crossbow bolt aimed for him. So he's gonna go there. You
feel a coolness though of inspiration going down your shoulder.
All right, thank you. He's going to before he does this, he's gonna kind of like crouch very low, kind of like as if he's a kobold's height, and like try to like spread his weight around a little bit. Just in case. Like maybe kobolds wouldn't have been affected by this. And then he's going to go ahead and try to lift it and disable the trap before it goes through.
Alrighty.
Alright, Thieves' Tools with Dexterity, I'm guessing?
Yes, so it's a dexterity thieves tools check.
You
Alright.
can add a d6 to that if you need.
That's an 8.
You can also add
a
a 1d6.
D6.
She did
Okay,
both.
good thing you said. Oh gosh. Okay, alright. Yeah, I need that, because that's an 8. Not sure if this will get me high enough, but who
Don't know
knows?
if it will or not, man, but hey.
It's a 12. It's a 12 total.
You believe you have it.
Alright. He's gonna go ahead and open it up.
Alright.
Or attempt to open it up.
As you try to open it, you feel this, a steel needle poke into the middle of your hand as you opening up, and you take 1 point of piercing damage.
He gives a little yipe and like immediately lets go of it.
Alright, and it's at that point
Ow!
you go and
The rock stabbed me!
Oh no, poor kitty. Can we approach him?
alright, as you go and open the door, this pocket chamber is damp and cold. And 3 skeletons of long-dead crossbowmen slump against rubble-filled arrow slits along the east and south wall. And that is where we are going to end things for tonight. Tune in next time as our adventurers deal with these skeletons and delve deeper into the Sunless Citadel. Hope y'all enjoyed our adventure tonight, and see you next time.